All right, ready?
Doing it with the remote. Matt's sitting smack banging him, and I knew you were, and that's why I told you I'm a good friend.
You are a good friend,
Really,
mate.
really.
When he's sticking you and taking all your money.
Welcome to the Bronx Shear Basketball Show. I'm your host, Nathan Callanan, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Jack Lynch. Jack, that aircon has started off a bit loud, but we'll go with it.
It's nice.
And I broke my own rule by not talking in the microphone. Sorry to all our audio listeners. JL, how are you, mate?
Very, very well. Life's good.
Yeah.
And Boston's winning.
That's it. Boston are winning. Jason Tatum's 52. 54? 54.
Yeah.
The first NBA player this season to drop 2 50-point games. And just quietly, the Celtics are only one win column behind the Sixers and the Bucks.
Yeah.
And let's kick off right there.
Flying. Just flying. We could talk about it all day.
Let's kick off right there. That's what I haven't told you the topics of today. So let me tell you them. The topics are, our main topic is going to be the Eastern Conference.
Mm-hmm.
So the Eastern Conference, JL.
It's a bloodbath at the moment.
It is.
Do you remember when the East was never fun?
Yeah, but now it is.
Who would have thought LeBron leaves and it's actually up for grabs?
Yeah, it took a while though. Anyway, so do me a favor, pull it up. I should have told you to pull it up. Pull up the Eastern Conference standing so we can look at it simultaneously.
Oh, look at you using big words.
Do I say simultaneously?
Simultaneously.
It's simultaneous. I get
Yeah.
confused that simul's American, yeah?
Yeah, we don't like them, despite our viewers. Thank you guys, but the rest of them.
All right, so the Eastern Conference, mate,
Shit's
is
fucked.
scary as shit. Can we just agree right now, with Bradley Beal out for the rest of the season, and I think I might have already touched on this before, the 10 is...
Yeah, the 10 set.
The 10 set. So for everyone, just quickly, first Miami...
Unless New York go on a big run.
No, they're not doing that.
You serious?
Sorry.
You don't think Kevin Knox is going to...
Man, he's not even playing
30-point triple-double.
So descending order: Miami, Philly, Milwaukee, Chicago, Boston, Cleveland, Toronto, Charlotte, Brooklyn, and Atlanta in 10th.
Yeah.
And then Washington are below, and they've got Brad Beal out for the rest of the season. New York are...
Can Porzingis scrape them in?
New York are 4.5 games back of Atlanta. The only realistic is Washington. And they're not going to do
Brooklyn might drop out. No, they won't. Not with
No,
KD
they-
back now,
no,
but
they-
that would be so
it.
funny.
They just won't because of the teams underneath it.
Yeah.
If only Brad Beal was still in, there could bloody be a chance. And the Brooklyn Nets are 1-5 since Kyrie Irving said, "Watch us when we come out of the All-Star
Has
break."
anything come out of his mouth in the last 4 years that hasn't come back to bite him later on? Like, everything he says.
Did you see what he said about the... So Boston crowd was booing him.
Yeah.
Did you see what he
It
said?
didn't make any sense about the ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, the ex-girlfriend wanting a text back for an explanation. That's what he said. Like, the Boston fans are like an ex-girlfriend wanting a text back for an explanation.
Yeah, wanting closure and a text. But it's like, of course, if you're looking for closure and explanation, you would want a text back. So it made no
Anyway,
sense.
It was just a shit analogy.
He's
It's just... You got to be...
He thinks he's smart.
If you're going to do one of those, you got to be... And he's supposed to be real woke. So...
He's a real idiot.
So I'd be making sure my analogies are on point. Like, that's his whole, brand. Anyway, I say anyway a lot, unfortunately, I've noticed. So I'm sorry about that, guys. The Miami Heat
Yep.
are first, and it looks like they might hold on to first. They're only getting stronger. I totally forgot about Victor Oladipo made his comeback.
He's he's played well today, but he's not going to make a difference, I don't think. His body's fucked.
But if he's coming off the bench, which he will be.
Yeah, but...
No, but
I
if
mean, they
he's-
do need a bench scorer.
Yeah.
But-
So I'm taking him off the bench.
I'm just...
It's like the whole Kemba Walker thing. It's like, and the Knicks have shut him down again. It's like...
He'll be back in 2 weeks' time,
It's
probably.
like Kemba Walker's maybe a different kettle of fish defensively in the playoffs. But just talking about like caliber of player, I'm taking Kemba Walker as a bench player if I'm many teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But...
That's how I look at the Victor Oladipo.
Yeah,
You know?
he's not a bad option to have, but he's just not as good as he once was.
Yeah, of course.
And I know near, but I just think
And if he gets near it,
he's not moving the needle in the playoffs. I don't think. I don't reckon
no.
he's going to be.
as what we can forecast right now. Anyway, so Miami are clearly, I reckon they'll wrap up first, but it is only 3 games in it.
Do you think it's weird that Miami are, they're not comfortably on top, but they've good chance they lock in the first seed. Yet no one seems to really talk about them as contenders for the East. They're in that second tier with sort of Chicago, even Boston. Boston's almost pushing into that first tier now. But Miami just, I don't know whether it's disrespect, but no one just seems to put him in that category with with Philly or Milwaukee.
I think it's because their team, they're a
Very cohesive.
Yeah, they're a very like team job. Bam, as good as he is, his best stuff is done on defense. Jimmy is a similar player. He's
Jimmy's lost his mojo as well lately.
Yeah, and there's also that. And Jimmy's supposed to be their sort of heart and soul, but you've mentioned many times Jimmy's sort of heart and soul in the numbers. And the NBA, and I'm learning quickly from all the TikTokers that love Trae Young. I want to reply back so badly and be like, I want to reply and be like, oh, is Trae Young is Ja Morant not better than Trae Young because Ja's numbers are lower? Fuck off. Everyone just looks at the numbers. Oh, Trae Young must be good. Sorry.
I need to put a shot collar on you or something like that. Anytime you rant.
Anyway.
Especially about TikTok commenters.
I can't believe it. But yeah, because they've got like a whole bunch of like just fitting pieces.
Yeah. It's a very well built roster.
Which can come to bite you in the playoffs. We'll have to see. But I think they've got like these weirdly playoff appropriate pieces, which is why everyone, or at least I, still count them as a contender. Defense is a big part of the playoffs. Spacing of the floor, of course, and if Jimmy is not just if he is hiding his mojo, then Jimmy has got it, and Kyle Lowry can still do. So I still count them as a contender. Anyway, my big question of today is, let's look at those 1, 2, 3, 4 teams below, and that's not even counting Cleveland. Sixers, Milwaukee, Chicago, Boston are all on 40. That's 4 teams, all on 40 or 39 wins. This is unbelievable. This is truly insane.
Close.
At any moment, this whole order can change. Right now, it's Philly, Milwaukee, Chicago, Boston. At any moment, it could be Philly in 5th and Boston in 2nd.
Chicago is falling. They've lost 5 in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, they're missing Caruso, more importantly, Lonzo Ball.
Yeah.
And without that guard play, it just shows how important having a facilitating guard is. I wouldn't be surprised if Boston leapfrogs Chicago by the end of the week. And given the fact that Chicago has still yet to beat a top...
It's like 1 in 13. The top 7...
Yeah, I think it's still over, isn't it? I don't think they've had a win.
I saw 1.
Probably depends where they draw the line, but I don't think Chicago's going to come back. I think they'll drop to 5th and sort of stay around there.
Yeah.
And then, it's just luck of the draw with Philly, Milwaukee, and Chicago. Oh, Philly, Milwaukee, and Boston, sorry. Yeah. I thought Philly might drop a few early games with Harden, just as it gelled together. But you've sort of ridden that wave already. Philly is coming for the first seed.
Yeah. Well, it was shit to lose to Miami, who have the first seed. Harden, a scheduled rest. No, you know what? I was going to quickly dive into Philly, but today, I'm not going to talk about Philly.
This is the best day of my life.
I thought to myself, you know what?
Not excessively anyway.
I'm like, you know what? This is not a Philly podcast. I'm not talking about just Philly. If we have to, we will. But I'm not going to dive into that Miami-Philly game, whatever. But here's what I want to ask you. And people have said this. So Miami-Philly, this is Miami-Philly, Milwaukee, Chicago, Boston. That's 5 teams. Brooklyn. That's 6 teams. One of those 6 teams, or perhaps 2, now that it's 6. I actually think this notion was 5 when I heard of it.
Don't make it out of the first round.
Don't make it out of the first round.
2 of them don't.
Yeah, 2 of the 6 teams don't make it out of the first round.
Yeah.
How insane is that?
This is a deep conference. The win-loss records don't really show how strong this team, this conference is. Like, obviously, Boston's had that late bloom, and then even Cleveland's better than their record suggests because they're They're still missing Colin Sexton, who I don't think he's going to play this year, is he? I think he's out for the whole season.
I'm not sure.
But they missed Ricky Rubio for a little while, and I know they've ended up trading him, but they had games where they were, dealing with injuries. Chicago, again, like we mentioned, injuries at the moment. Milwaukee are really struggling currently, but I think we're all under the impression they'll be fine come April. So I think this is, despite it obviously being still a stacked conference, I think these teams are better than their records indicate, which is even more worrying.
Yeah. But it begs the question, and this is what you and I are here to do. If you had to pick two of those teams to knock it out of the first round, so once again, Miami, Philly, Milwaukee, Chicago, Boston, Nets, that's it, right? That's 6 teams. Let's go with those 6.
Okay.
And let me just say to you that,
So top 5.
just try and imagine. So I guess first off, if you had to pick an 8, who's the 8? So for me, it's Miami, Philly, Milwaukee, Chicago, Boston, Cleveland, Brooklyn, and I reckon Toronto.
I'd have the same 8.
Okay. So who...
Toronto's not beating Miami. Brooklyn might beat Philly.
No, forget the matchups. I know you...
But this is just in terms of who's coming out. I would still probably take Philly over Brooklyn at the moment. That'd be fun to watch because the media would...
that would be so good.
Milwaukee aren't going to lose to Cleveland. I think Boston would beat Chicago in current matchups anyway. So Chicago's not making it through.
So you're just going purely off who you think is going to play each other.
I don't reckon Brooklyn will go through. If they have to play the Sixers, Brooklyn does not have the manpower to beat them, especially trying to guard Embiid.
Yeah.
Or Harden.
You can't give me like a non-matchup? Who do you think just in general? So I just go straight to... If I have to pick who I don't think is going to do well in general, forgetting matchups, I think this is Chicago's first year of...
Yeah.
And I had this conversation with a mate the other day. He was trying to, bring up Chicago. It's nice, but I said to you, I think last week, Milwaukee finished first 2 years in a row, bounced. Philly first last year.
You need a tough loss in the playoffs to learn how to win in the playoffs.
You could probably count the Hawks now of last season.
And I don't think Billy Donovan's a playoff coach. We've seen time and time again he's not a playoff coach.
So I just think Chicago overall, it's all, very nice. This everyone loves them. And everyone loves this whole
People have been
DeMar.
waiting for the Bulls to be back,
Yeah.
Brief stint with Rose. And I've always liked DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah.
But he's always been so criticised, especially when he's used as a Raptor. Then he was forgotten about in San Antonio, but he was playing ridiculously well, but never got an all-star appearance there, never made All-NBA, but he was still averaging like 26 points a game.
Yeah.
And then he goes to Chicago, they start winning, and people are trying to say he's an MVP type caliber, and it's like, nothing's changed. There's a good chance, like we've seen time and time again, he's going to choke in the playoffs.
It's something that you feel like you can't quite put your finger on.
Why is he... And I'm guilty of this, so I'm criticising myself here. Why is he so admired universally in the NBA?
Yeah.
Despite, if it was anyone else to have, such limited playoff success, averaging like 32% field goal from the, in playoff series, what is it about him? Is it because of no one plays like him? Is it footwork?
I think
reminds me of someone of Kobe because of the footwork?
Yeah.
What's the obsession with DeMar DeRozan?
I think it's sort of the perfect situation for him in terms of people like him. It's that he's so good at one particular area, and that particular area happens to be, the most prominent in the game. And when sort of scoring,
he scores in a way that no one else does.
Yeah.
He's found where defenses want you to he just dominates the mid-range.
Yeah, that's right. So he's so good at that mid-range. He's just so good at just getting it done. Like we see the buzzer beaters and the game winners. He's just, I don't know, something about him. But then he's always been known as a bad defender. And then there's also the fact that he scores a lot of points. And I'm not a stats guy. But out of like the MVP candidates, because he's one of them apparently, for a guy who makes his name on scoring, his true shooting percentage is the lowest.
Yeah.
And this is
But that's because he
where it's
doesn't get to the line a lot and doesn't shoot threes.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know. It's just something when I watch him, I can't put my finger on why I don't feel the effect I feel when watching, for example, KD, Giannis, LeBron. You feel like he's got the size. He's got a wing type body.
Yeah.
You feel like he's got the size, and why is it that he just, I don't know, he doesn't wheel his teams that
When you're watching the
extra
guys you
step.
named, I mean, you named some of the best players in this generation.
Yeah.
But when they've got the ball, all you're thinking is, I hope they make a mistake.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit,
I hope KD is lazy and pulls up from three rather than getting to his mid-range pull-up, or I hope LeBron's happy to pass this out rather than take things all the way. And not that they're necessarily mistakes, because we know that works, but it's like, I want someone else to beat me sort of thing.
That's right.
Whereas when DeMar DeRozan's got it, I'm not shitting myself the entire time. In a playoff series against LeBron is the most daunting thing ever.
Yeah.
When it's like, he's going to get his own. How the hell? Like, you're just praying for him to have a bad shooting night.
Funny comparison, but it's similar to, out of all the stars, it's like if you catch Kawhi on a mediocre offense night. If you catch Kawhi on a mediocre offense night, it's like you can sort of point him in the direction you want him to go. Whereas if he's just feeling it, unfortunately,
He just does
Kawhi,
whatever he wants.
yeah, turns into one of those players. But yeah, it's just something about DeRozan. Like he's so good at
I love him, and that's the thing.
He's so good at the prominent thing. And yeah, anyway, but Chicago, if I had to pick one out of those teams strictly, not in counting Cleveland and Toronto, because I'd pick them next.
Could be Boston.
Oh yeah, it is Boston. I should probably make myself pick another team. Sorry, it is Boston.
But that being said, I still feel like Boston.
I feel like you guys need it. You know the loss thing I said it?
Yeah.
I think you guys need it all over again. I feel like the team's
we had
like
it earlier.
I feel like you're in a new era.
Yeah, we had it, and then, like you said, new era.
And it's crazy because you don't have new players.
No.
But it
Well, we
feels
do.
like this is
we
a
do
new
though.
era.
We've lost Gordon, we've lost Kyrie, we've lost Kemba.
But they...
I know, but it's like
Yeah.
it's three max contract players from our last deep playoff run sort of thing. Well, Kemba wasn't there for the last deep
Maybe
run, but you know
this
what I
will
mean?
be...
This
maybe
will be their first.
this will be the loss that actually turns into a win in that sort of weird way. But yeah, Boston... Yeah, I don't know. But the Brooklyn thing's interesting. Ben Simmons, let's keep going. Ben Simmons is not meant to make his debut until March, some reports are saying. Brooklyn are visiting Philly this week, if everyone was wondering. That game is finally coming upon us. March 10th, it'll be 11th for us. It's this Friday Australian time, Thursday night Philly time. He's not going to play.
I hope the office is quiet on Friday so we can put it on.
He's not playing because he's not ready. He's back, all that bullshit. But he's expected to be on the bench.
He won't be on the bench. Actually, no. I think he will. I think this is the first time Brooklyn's put their foot down with anything this season. And I think they're making him do it. There's no other reason why they'd take him on this road trip when he could be rehabbing. This is you need to do this for yourself sort of thing. Get it over and done with. Rip the
What
Band-Aid
are
off
the
quickly.
odds? If you could give me odds on... You're a bookmaker. Is that what they call it? A bookie? Yeah. What are the odds that the Philly screens, I forgot, the big board or whatever, big screen, puts the camera on Ben Simmons for no reason at one stage? Why would he ever have the camera on him? For no reason. We're not going to do a welcome back. Or maybe we will. Oh, we will. We're going to do a welcome back.
I reckon there's going to be no acknowledgement at all.
No, there will be.
Because I think what they would do,
I reckon they will.
they would wait until he's playing. They wouldn't do it
maybe,
yet.
yeah.
I think they will do it on his first game back.
Yeah, actually, they might.
So I reckon there will be nothing.
Okay, well then I'll go back to my original question. What are the odds that the cameraman or whoever selects what's
The
on
producer, they won't even they won't even acknowledge him.
Nah!
And I hate that, but I reckon nothing good other than like for the fans, nothing good Philly can come from it.
No. But at the same time, sometimes I don't know if I don't, but I do. If I was a conspiracy theorist, sometimes you got to think like, you reckon there's someone who has a job in the NBA head office who is like the drama writer. It seems like the drama's
the best reality TV show is the NBA.
The script writer of the NBA. It's like they call up the Philly arena, the Wells Fargo Center. Hey, make sure you put Ben Simmons on the. Just for that Bleacher Report tweet.
Yeah.
Just for that Bleacher Report, the reactions from everyone.
We're getting 1 million views on that video that goes viral.
Or if they don't have that job, I'll do it. Trae Young, something drama. Anyway, that's going to be fun. I reckon my tip is I reckon it's going to happen. I reckon for whatever reason, there's going to be even if it's like his cam. Oh, oops, Ben Simmons, boo! It's just like the boos will go nuts.
Oh, it's going to be so loud. And I reckon maybe that's why Brooklyn might want him to go, because he'll get booed less for being there and not playing than if he was bringing the ball up the court. So maybe they're like, oh, it'll be bad, but you're ripping the Band-Aid off compared to if you're playing, this is going to be 10 times worse.
Yeah.
So by the time you do play, most of the crowds, they're over it. Do you
they're
play
not.
Brooklyn again?
I don't think so, no. We've already played. This is the 4th.
Playoff series.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that would be good.
Yeah, it would be great. Okay. Zion has returned from rehab in Portland. He's returned to New Orleans, Louisiana, and has been cleared to progress in basketball activities. Does it mean anything? Is he coming back this season?
Not this season.
No, not this season.
I don't reckon there's a
even
point.
though they got a chance of making the playoffs. So they are.
Given how slow he's been with everything and how slow bones take to heal.
They're in the play-in right now.
I know they are. And that's the thing. It's like
They're playing good.
they are playing well. And it's surprising everyone. But what's the point of a first-round exit if it might cost you Zion? Bones take so long to heal. If you can get an extra 4 months in it, you might as well.
Yeah.
And I think given the fact that part of it is obviously a weight thing, the conditioning he can do in 4 months pain-free and lose an extra however many kilos he needs to and get completely fit and heal that bone completely, and even just exercising it will get more blood through it to help it heal anyway, that'll be better in the long run than a first-round exit to Phoenix.
Request a trade to the Knicks. You believe that that's actually would be his first destination? Like everyone wants it to be? The Three Musketeers back together?
It's a leverage thing.
Oh.
Sure, because who in their right mind would want to play for the Knicks right now? Who would?
But
If the Knicks offered me a 10-day contract, I would say no.
Can I
out of my pride.
Can I just say and this will be for the OGs, your very hot take of the old days of, do you remember it? Of Cam Reddish being the best of the three. He's not going great at the moment because there's a guy called Star J, thanks to James Lee, shout out. Star J Barrett, and man, he's if the ball's dropping from that jump shot, he's good.
Well, he always was. Under 19 World Cup for Canada, he was 16 years old and scored 35 against, I think it was against USA for a gold medal.
Yeah,
he can play.
Yeah,
but his jump shot's just what's holding him back at the moment.
Yeah.
But Cam Reddish, he's flying. he was on the court today.
Yeah. I was actually watching that Knicks game with, again, Knicks fan James Lee the other day, the Knicks Suns, where Cameron Johnson hit the banker game winner.
Was it 38 he had?
Yeah, buzzer beater. Oh, it's always, I felt so bad for him. That's always the worst thing to be on the end of. All right, one last thing before we get into this week's segment. Russell Westbrook wants to be traded from the Lakers in the offseason, and there's another report says there's no way he's on I call them the Luckers. I love the luck. As in not, it's just good to look at the word. Yeah. Laka. It's just, I like dumbing down everything about them. The Luckers, next season, classic. I tried to warn everyone. I've tried to warn everyone for years.
The writing's been on the wall for a while.
Magic Johnson said this might go down as the worst trade in Lakers history if the Lakers don't make the playoffs or something. I tried to warn everyone.
It has Dwight Howard 2013 all over it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we'll see. How do they get rid of him? I don't know. Is it just to get him for John Wall and have a still a shit point guard but better than Westbrook? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's chaos. Have you seen all the quotes about his family at the moment?
Oh, I saw his no, I saw.
So his wife called out Skip Bayless, being like, "You're disrespecting my family name."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm going to call it how it is.
That's
He's
it.
shit."
That's
That's
right.
not my. And then like,
I like
and
your Skip.
she responded to it. First of all, she shouldn't say anything because that's just going to make it worse.
Yeah.
Skip he's a smart man, and all he does is stir the pot.
Oh,
because-
yeah.
Same with Stephen A. Smith. They made a career out of being antagonising.
Yeah.
And as soon as she said that, I was like, why? You know it's going to end badly.
Yeah.
So he's just ripped into her, essentially, and like, tell him to play better.
Yeah.
And then she's responded, being like, it's disrespectful my name. I'm getting death threats, blah, blah, blah. Which is awful, but he's not responsible for death threats.
Yeah.
That's just crazy fans.
Yeah.
But then Westbrook got asked about it after the game today, and he's like, I'm scared for I don't want my family to come to home games anymore for what they hear and things like that. So he's out. He's mentally checked
Yeah,
out.
he's gone.
He can't think of anything worse than being in LA. He wants to go back to Washington where no one watched his games, and he could put up an inefficient 22, 7 and 7.
I told everyone. I warned everyone. I actually think he should retire. He's done. And here's why. Did you see him trip Reggie Jackson?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just instilled to us because in AFL tripping's such a big deal.
Mm.
But once I saw that, I was like, retire. I was like, you need to get out of this league.
He needs a Ben Simmons mental health day off.
Everyone knows how much I already dislike this guy. When I saw him try and trip Reggie Jackson in the Lakers' 7th straight loss to the Clippers, Ty Lue is 7-0 against the Lakers. I was like, you are
Do you know how lucky NBA players are that when they get crossed, they can try and trip people? Because they can just be like, oh, my ankle, I was just trying to recover my feet. They can get away with it.
Well, I honestly, I don't recall it at least like looking that bad. He full on goes for it. As in, like, when I say recall it, in my time of watching.
There was one, Jason Williams crossed Gary Payton.
And then what he really...
And, you know, it was when White Chocolate was, coming onto the scene. And Gary Payton, probably the best defensive point guard ever. And got crossed by him and just stuck his foot out and didn't get him. And that just made... Payton was just laughing at me like, first I got crossed, then I tried to trip him and
Yeah, that's
still
bad.
couldn't pull it off.
That's so bad in my eyes. It's just such a dirty look. Anyway, that's it for the sort of
The news.
the whatever talking points as they are. I forgot to say at the start of the show, if you're new to the show, hit that subscribe button and that notifications bell on YouTube, and subscribe or follow on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Give us a 5-star rating. And that's the formalities. Let's get into this week's segment. We're doing... What am I calling it?
Defensive team draft.
No, best defenders starting 5. Yeah?
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Done.
Best defender starting 5. And for everyone that is familiar, which everyone should be, with a draft sort of system, it's going to be a draft. All right, so the way we're going to do this is that I've got a randomizer on my phone. It's got... So the categories we're doing, JL, is guards, wings, centers.
Yeah.
And what I've got here is a whole bunch of... It's going to say NAIF, and then the category guard, wing, or center. It's going to come up. All right, so... 1,
What do you think is
2,
the best, most valuable position
3, center.
defensively?
Center.
So I want JL center number 1.
Yeah, you've got JL wing.
That's not bad.
JL wing has come up.
Bad.
Yeah.
Which means power forward as well.
Yeah.
So first pick,
Yeah.
I'm going for Giannis.
Okay. All right. So
Who I think's
now I just go that, or we just
shuffle it again, mate.
yeah. All right. So I'll shuffle it one more time. All right. So mine's come up as guard. So the best guard in the best defensive guard that I could pick first. Ooh. So to clarify for everyone at home, or everyone listening and watching, this is not picking a team that is just strictly defense.
Yeah.
It's
not
not
trying to beat each other's team.
No, it's just strictly you want 0 points scored on you.
Yeah.
On this team. All right. The best guard on defense. I'm going to look like a fucking...
Matisse.
It's Matisse.
Yeah.
It's Matisse on strictly defense. This
When
guy's one of the best defensive players ever.
I wrote down my list in order, he was the first guard that came for me.
Yeah, fuck.
So you've robbed him from me.
That's easy. All right. Now, I'll press it again.
Yeah, who have I got?
And Jay. Oh. So is that me or you?
You haven't. We'll snake. We'll snake anyway. It's good to snake.
All right, snaking. All right, so me again, and it's come up as Naif Center. I'm going to go real controversial here because I was thinking about this before. You know why I'm choosing this?
Hassan Whiteside.
Ennis Freedom. No, but I'm not choosing. Who's the obvious center? Gobert. I'm not choosing Gobert because of obvious reasons. Why wouldn't I? The Clips, right?
I remember this conversation. We were very harsh on Gobert that day.
No, but I'm still serious about it. Someone else is doing it at the moment. Someone else is doing what the Clips are doing at the moment, and it's scary. I can't remember who. Anyway, I was thinking about this. Someone else is doing what the Clippers. I'm not choosing him at center. I'm choosing Bam Adebayo at center. And the reason is, if the Clippers tried that on them, it's not going to work.
More defensive versatility.
That's right. The versatility.
See, that's great. But he was playing for Utah, who had Bogdanovic and Joe Ingles on the...
Yeah, but still.
If you've got the best defensive team around him, he doesn't have to go on the perimeter.
Yeah. No, but I still, you know what I mean.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I reckon he can get... Not mangled. I reckon he can get swung around too much. So it's you now.
Yeah.
So it's wing again.
No, you got to...
Oh,
reshuffle.
right. Reshuffle. So now it's JL, whatever comes up. JL.
Fuck me.
Guard.
I'm getting stitched up here. I think, in my mind, the most versatile defensive guard in the NBA. And on a team like this, I don't know if it would be worth it because you don't really need to cover like a power forward. But I'm taking Marcus Smart.
Yeah. No, that was expected. I was so expecting that.
But like I'm saying, you should have taken Gobert as a center.
Yeah, you haven't taken Drew or DeJounte.
No, but I think for a normal team, I'd probably take Marcus any day of the week because in 2015 against Atlanta, Paul Millsap had 44, and we put Marcus on in the last 6 minutes. He didn't score.
Yeah.
And I think Marcus's probably best value is when your team's not as strong defensively because you can fill any hole. But in a team like this, it probably isn't as valuable because...
Sorry, I'm distracted now. You said fill any hole. I'm fucking gone after that.
But I'm still taking Marcus.
Fill any hole. Like, I don't normally go there, but you just fucking... You sent me there. All right. You can fill any hole.
All right, so it's me now.
It's you now again. All right.
Thank God.
So, randomizing. It's you, guard again.
Bloody hell. Well, I'm going DeJounte.
Murray.
I was...
Because Marcus Smart's the thick guy, so why Drew,
Well, I was going to go Lou Dort, actually.
Oh, yeah.
But
that's another
again...
thick guy.
Yeah, again, Marcus Smart will take that role anyway, so I'm going DeJounte Murray.
Yeah. All right. I didn't even think of Lou Dort. Shit.
Disrespectful.
That is disrespectful. Sorry. All right. So who have we got so far?
I'm writing these down.
Your backcourt.
I've got Giannis, Smart and Murray.
Yep.
And you've got Matisse, Thibault, and Bam Adebayo.
Thank you for doing mine. All right. Randomizing again. And we've got Naif guard. All right. So, Naif guard. I don't want to look like a fucking... I don't want to look like a fucking idiot here, but like I am actually going to go Lou Dort.
I was going to say, as soon as it came up with Naif, I was like, I should not have said that.
I'm going to go Lou Dort here because I don't know. I just love Drew Holiday and he's fucking... But obviously, I love Drew Holiday for more than the defense. See, it's just that's
2012 All-Star.
With the Sixers. My brain isn't in tune with the usual other than Matisse. Picking like a player that can't do both, but not to say that Lou Dort can't do both. He can do a bit of both, but he is a very good, one of the best
defensive
defenders.
specialist.
Okay, so I'll have Lou Dort. 5% on my phone, so brightness is down. Your turn. Oh wait, no,
It's you again.
So, all right. So I've already got a center. That's what's come up. I've already got my 2 guards. So it's just the wing now.
Your wings.
I've got my wings. All right. So wing number 1. You've picked only one wing, Giannis.
Yeah.
I gotta go Draymond Green. You're joking. How bad have the Warriors been without him?
I know.
The heart and soul, some may say.
Jeez, you're killing me here. You're
The heart
killing me.
and soul, Draymond. One of the best defenders ever. He is correct when he says that. But he
Yeah.
says he's the best defender ever.
It's
Might
hard.
be.
It's so hard. Like, he's playing in an era where,
Yeah.
like, you don't know. Like, for example, who was someone like Dikembe Mutombo, who you could argue is one of the best ever, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, if I'm remembering correctly. But in an era like today, probably much like Gobert, probably even more so than Gobert, could get run off the floor against small ball. Draymond against Shaq would be barbecue chicken, as Shaq would say. So it's so hard to tell, but I think Draymond's defensive versatility,
Yeah.
he was my... When I listed these players in order, he would have been my second pick.
Yeah.
It was Giannis first, Draymond second.
He's that good.
Right, who have I got? My last 2.
Oh, sorry. Shit, that's where I'm coming. Have you got both your
I've
guards?
got both my guards.
All right, so it's your center.
Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
You want to get run off the floor?
Best defensive center in the NBA. Is he 3-time defensive player of the year or 2-time? 3.
I reckon it's 3
He
now.
might win 4 this year.
Mm. And same as the Warriors, in the time that he's been out, they've not only looked, different. They've just looked different is my best word. They've looked different without him. Of course.
Well, it's too, like, if they lost Donovan Mitchell,
Yeah.
they would be lost on offense.
Yeah.
Their whole defensive scheme is funnel him into Rudy.
Yeah.
So as soon as he's gone,
Yeah. That's it. He's an amazing defender. The thing about the centers and why, when you ask me what's the most important, is that if you've got a center who knows just how to show, it's all about that. It's all about, like, apart from a lot of things, it's just about, like, showing, and it's about their positioning, of course. These are all very obvious words, but it's what they can show the attacking player. If you go there, that's bad news.
Yeah.
That's bad news. That's bad news. There's nothing that you can see because of what I'm angling.
I'm forcing you this
Yeah.
way. And you know that I'm forcing this
And the
way,
thing
but
is-
you're still going to go there.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you go to Embiid or if you go to Gobert, you're an NBA player. Half the time, if you're good enough, you got a decent chance. But it doesn't feel like it for the...
You see play, especially if you're like... A lot of starters will take it at them and probably know it's a low percentage shot. And a lot of them will deflect, go towards, kick it out or whatever. And that's still a good option. But I love watching bench players who know how precious their minutes are and know that every little advanced stat's going to be overly critiqued by the coaches about if it gets them another 2 minutes per game.
Yeah.
And the amount of times they get a nice pick and roll and they run in and Gobert's there and they take it back out to the 3-point line and then pass it off to someone.
That's the ones.
Like, They know how bad it looks getting blocked.
Yeah, that's right.
It's so funny.
Yeah, those are the ones.
My last pick will be another wing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we both got to go wings.
Mikal Bridges.
Yep, he's very good. All right, so I got to go wing as well. Yeah. Okay. So who have I got? Read me mine.
Matisse.
Mm-hmm.
Dort.
Yep.
Draymond.
Yeah.
Missing a wing. And then Bam.
I'm not going to go Dennis. I'm not going to go
Schroeder.
I'm not going to go Derek Jones Jr. because I feel like I've already got the Inspector Gadget types.
Was he really that high on your list?
He's good defender.
He's not that good.
He's a good defender.
I think he's great in passing lanes and help defense. Because he's quick and...
He can bang one-on-one as well. But also, team defense is very important.
It is.
I'm going to have to go... I'm gonna have to go. Jaren Jackson Jr. Yeah, him for me.
You've got a very tall lineup.
Yeah,
You got a very tall lineup,
I do.
which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But if you're coming against
But they're all mobile.
LeBron, KD,
I've got Matisse. Dort can move. They can all move their feet. They can all move their feet.
you don't have a small forward. Not that that's
That's not important.
no,
in this.
but if you're, I think over the last, I mean, mainly because of LeBron, but over the last, like 12, 15 years, small forwards were in the best position in the NBA.
yeah,
If you're going against LeBron or KD or Kawhi, you're putting Draymond on them?
probably. If I'm,
I mean, that's small forwards were my biggest weakness anyway with Bridges.
yeah. So I've got Bam, Draymond, Matisse. Oh, Draymond not there yet. JJJ, Matisse, and Dort. I'm right with that. I know what you're saying. It is very.
I think JJJ.
Who's your guards? DeJounte and
Marcus Smart.
And Marcus Smart. Yeah, no, I'm right with that.
And then I've got Bridges on the wing, and then Giannis the other wing, and then Gobert in the middle.
Yeah.
I think small forwards were my weakest.
I
I feel like JJJ is a blend of Draymond and Bam. And I don't think they cancel him out, but they don't. You're not getting enough defensive versatility there, in my mind.
Yeah.
So I would have gone someone. I didn't even have Jaren Jackson Jr. in my list at all.
Yep.
My top 10. I didn't have Bam in my list at all.
Yep.
Not that I don't think they're top 10 defenders, but I just did, my two power forward sort of thing. I had, obviously, the homer in me is Rob Williams as centre.
Yeah.
I would have taken him over Bam, just for what Boston's defense is at the moment.
Yeah.
But I had OG Anunoby in there.
Yeah.
And when you had the last pick, I thought he would have slotted in there perfectly.
Yep. No, I see what you're saying. No, I do see what you're saying. So, sorry, read your team again.
Marcus Smart, DeJounte Murray.
Yep.
And on the wings, I've got Bridges and Giannis.
Yep.
And then Gobert in the middle.
Bridges and Giannis, and then Gobert.
Gobbert.
The Giannis one sticks out.
Yeah.
And it probably sticks out just because of his name. But I've sort of I've come around on him a bit more as a defender.
That time.
as a defender. Because I used to think he's a bit overrated as a defender.
I think his biggest strength is his help defense.
Yeah.
He's not the best rim protector, and that's why Brook Lopez is so valuable to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
It's when Brook's banging down low and your center beats him, and then Giannis is coming from the weak side to meet you at the ring.
Yeah.
That's where his...
And he is hard to one-on-one.
Yeah.
He is hard to contest one-on-one. That's why it sticks out. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, Giannis. People are going to see that face, that name. It's probably below us. And they're going to be like, oh, Giannis, blah, blah, blah. I'm all right with my team.
Happy with it?
Yeah. I reckon you give me a crazy point guard, a la Trae Young, who's not crazy, but he's zippy.
Are you just trying to get on the fans' good side now by sucking up to Trae Young? Any opportunity you can get.
And I'm putting Matisse on him. Matisse for a, quite lengthy shooting guard. He can stick with any quick point guard.
Yeah.
And then I like Dort or Draymond up against one of your small forward LeBrons.
I don't reckon Matisse would go any well against LeBron, but Matisse is fantastic on Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And that's just where the length comes in. He doesn't have the strength to go with the big small forwards, but he has the length to keep up with someone like KD. Dort has the strength, but probably a bit undersized, but between the two of them and Draymond, we've seen Draymond guard LeBron so many times.
Yeah. I think if I came across someone like... No, but I reckon Matisse is so good. Because I'm thinking, if God Kawhi, Toronto Kawhi, if he came up, I feel like because he's got a bit of size but then a bit of, he's got a bit of shooting guard in him, in a weird way. But
he's got that lateral quickness.
But I think Dord and Matisse could do a nice
let
job.
the fans decide, I suppose.
That's it. So let us know who you think whose team would cop less points. Go with that? Who's got the best defensive team?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's just pretty much all that. And that's our segment for this week, mate.
Happy days.
That's it. Go home, have dinner
time.
That's it. What's for dinner? Do you know?
Salmon and salad.
Ooh, smoked?
No, God no.
Fried?
I'll do it on the fry pan.
You don't? God no, you don't like smoked salmon.
I'm not a big smoky kind of guy.
But smoked salmon isn't like it's more about the texture, in my opinion.
Well, then I'll just have raw salmon.
That's
sashimi.
Yeah, that's good. All right, salmon and salad. How do you like your salads?
Whenever Jamie makes them, she's the goddess of the kitchen.
I like me a nice, crunchy Asian salad. They're nice.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. Maybe I'll request that.
Yeah, with those, those little like. Did you ever have those French fry chips? The French fry chips. You got those looking Asian noodles.
Crunchy noodles.
Yeah, the crunchy noodles.
They're nothing like you just call them crunchy noodles.
What? They're the closest thing.
Or just call them what they are because everyone knows crunchy noodles.
They're the closest thing. Household. I've got to piss you off one time a week. All right? Anyway.
Useless.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Bronx Shear Basketball Show.
I can't wait to beat you in another fan poll.
In another fan poll?
Oh, the fans are going to vote for me. They always do.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
They always do.
I'm fine with being the... before anyone jumps in and says I do it on...
Kellerman.
I don't do the Skip Bayless Max Kellerman thing on purpose.
You're just an idiot.
The policy around here is we don't do that ever, like whatever. I just happen to have found out by doing this that I actually
have shit opinions.
Now I'm starting to think, shit, is Skip, like, is this his real opinion? Because I always feel like, shit, I do sound like the Skip or the Max.
Maybe the eye test only goes so far. Maybe there's a reason I keep going back to numbers.
Oh.
Use them in conjunction, mate. And you're just, back in my day.
Oh, do you follow him on Twitter or see him on Twitter?
Skip?
Yeah.
I don't follow him. I see his stuff.
I'm not sure if I follow. But anyway, he'll always post like at least once a week. Maybe it's even more. A photo of him with his one leg up on the chair and he's wearing Jordans.
Yeah, I know.
And it's always the same caption. If I'm wearing these or something, I can never lose. #MJ forever. And he's this old guy.
Did you see his tweet about LeBron the other night? No. And LeBron dropped 56 against the Warriors and won. He said LeBron only had 3 assists.
He's just genius.
Oh, mate. People are obsessed.
People eat it up. It's fucking genius.
Who's the other one? Nick Wright.
Yeah.
He came out today and said, without looking at lists and just going on the top of your head, there's probably 12 superstars, but you probably narrow it down to 6 or 7. And he goes, Jar is transcending into that level, but Jason Tatum's nowhere near it. And it's just like, they're playing as well as each other, and it's just to piss people off. And then I saw someone retweet it and like, just a reminder, Nick Wright is just here to piss you off. Just a reminder, Nick Wright is just here to piss you off. And it's just, they do it so well though. Because even though I know it, and I still see this stuff, and I'm like, fuck you, how dare you say that about Tatum.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny. They are funny. They're funny if you, like I love, my favourite was Max, and I hate that he's gone. Yeah, I'm taking Iguodala.
With the universe on the line.
The Martians have the death beam pointed at Earth. I want Iguodala. Fucking all time. Anyway, we got that comment a lot when we did start bench cut, and we had Iguodala, Butler, and I think someone else, and I went like Iggy or something like that, and we were just in general complimenting Iggy, and everyone's like commenting, "Are you guys joking? He's got to be playing." I want Iguodala. Anyway, that's just us having a good time talking.
Thought we're enjoying each other's company for once.
Talking about shows that aren't this one. Again, if you're new to the show, hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell. And
I've now done so.
Yep.
I've done so. How many episodes are we up to now? What episode is this?
Oh, we're in the 50s.
We're in the
now.
50s.
This
I've wasted a lot of time
We
with you.
spent we're in the 50s. How many days is that? That's more than 2 days. We've talked to each other like this for more than the span of 2
Especially when our
days.
first episodes went for like 3 hours each.
Oh yeah, come to think of it, man, that was the worst. No, they went for like 6 hours. The episode didn't go for 6 hours, but we thought that we had to get
You
every
thought.
single sentence perfect. Come to think of it, I can't believe that you sat there with me like that. That's probably why you're so off it these days.
There was some the fact that I came back for season 2 is...
All right, well, we'll talk to you next week.